everyone, I'm going to show you how to add texture to your patterns so they look like they're actually on fabric, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with an image of a woven textile. Now you can use any image that you find. I liked this one. It has a lot of contrast and it's just a simple woven pattern, okay? So I'm going to make a new layer. And I'm going to fill this new layer with the pattern that I want to put onto the fabric, okay? So I'm going to go to Layer, New Fill Layer, Pattern. Press OK. Now it defaults to the last pattern I made, but I can come down here and click this arrow and click any of my other patterns. So I'm going to go to this blue one, and then I'm going to scale it down. It really needs to be about 6 or 7. Let's see. 7. Okay. And then press OK. So now I have my pattern and I have my woven texture. Okay. So we need to go in and rasterize this. So I'm going to right click and rasterize layer. Now you can turn this off. Okay, for now. Let's click on our background. And I'm going to go into channels. And here it's going to show me the reds, the greens, the blues. Okay, now I'm going to click on the red. I'm going to click on the green and click on the blue. I want to see which one has the most contrast. And it looks to me like the blue does. So I'm going to right click that and go to duplicate channel. Now this is going to come up, okay? And what we're doing is we want to duplicate this, but we want to duplicate it as a new document. So press new. And then I'm going to call it displacement 1, because that's what we're doing. We're displacing, and I'll show you that in a minute. Press OK. And you see it's opened up a new document up top, okay? So I have this, and I have this. I can go back to layers, and actually go to channels, make sure that they're all clicked. Now go back to layers. So let's go back to our displacement. Okay, so this is what we're going to be working with. And I need to go in and blur this out a little bit, and I'll show you why in a minute. When you displace your pattern onto this, it can get a little like gritty looking. So I'm going to go to Filter, Blur. I'm going to go to Box Blur. Now, let's see. Sometimes it'll default to like 10. That's really blurred. For this image, I'm going to press 2 and press OK. So it's softening this up. Now we need to File, Save As, Displacement 1, okay, or whatever you want to title it, doesn't matter, in a PSD file, and I'm going to save it to my desktop and press Save. All right, I've saved this, so now I can just get rid of it. Okay, back to our original image. So the idea is that I want this to not look flat. I want it to look like it's woven, like it's a woven material. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to go to, now remember we rasterized this layer. I'm going to go to Filter. I'm going to go to Distort and go to Displace. Now it brings up the scale. Start small, go 5 by 5. It may show up 10 or 15, something like that. I'm just going to start with 5 and 5. Press OK. And now it's going to bring up documents. All right. Now remember what we just saved. We saved displacement 1. Open. Okay. Now you can see what it's done. It's already kind of shifted this pattern into being, see these kind of squiggly lines? It's shifted it into the texture of the image that we displaced it to, okay? Now, obviously this isn't good enough. We need to play with this a little bit. So we can adjust how much it displaces. So let's go to our layer, right click it, double click it, and this layer style comes up. Now we're going to here to blend, and we want to blend to the underlying layer, okay? So I'm going to shift this over just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to move this. Now you see not much is happening. There we go. We're getting some of that texture coming through. All right, that's too much. All right, so a good way to do this actually is to press Alt and click this, and it splits actually into two separate, what am I saying? Like little scales. It's like lights and darks. So I can adjust this one up. See, we're getting that nice texture. I adjust this one down. It darkens it up a little bit. You can just kind of play with this. Go all the way. See what it looks like, you know. I kind of like that. It does blow the blue out a little bit though. Let's see if we can pull some of that blue back in. Once you get it to where you like it, press OK. And now we have a swatch that looks like an actual fabric swatch, okay? So I can go to File, Save As, and I'll save it as woven blue and red flower, just something, you know, just to remind myself. I'm going to save it as a JPEG because this is just for myself, and press Save. And that's it. That is how you get a woven texture onto a swatch. If you have any questions, email me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.